to East Hampton Union's Free School District. We are live.
Good evening and welcome. And can I have a motion to open the meeting?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Please rise for the pledge. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God bless both walls.
Okay, news of the schools.
Karen?
Hi, good evening, everyone. I thought I'd start by talking about state testing, and I really had this planned before the passwords. But everything went extremely well considering what I know much of the state went through last week, the week before break, with computer-based testing. With the delays in logging onto the platform, we had about an hour delayed start on the first day of our ELA exam. But once we got going, there were no hiccups. It was really smooth sailing. And of course, the state is reassuring us that moving forward, we should not have any hiccups. So next week, we will administer 2 days of the math exam. And, you know, a big thank you. Luke was really by our side and the testing team the whole time while we were monitoring, you know, the memos from the state by the minute, really, both between BOCES, district administration, and the state. We were getting like each minute an update.
But it was ultimately with their platform.
Yeah.
It was the vendor.
It was,
The state was very upset at their vendor.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think they could I don't know exactly, but we weren't able to log on. They couldn't handle the volume.
Yeah.
Saturday, May 10th, we're having our second annual bike rodeo. So a shout out to the JMMES PE team, especially Rob Rivera, and the East Hampton Village PD. There'll be an obstacle and skills course, a bike raffle, bike repairs. So it was an excellent, super fun event last year. We're looking forward to it again this year. And there's a rain date set for May 17th. And then this year, the PTA, we're going to kick off the PTA's Boosterthon fundraiser, and it's a fun run this year. Sometimes we do a dance-a-thon and sometimes it's a run. This year it's a run, and the kickoff is May 13th. The actual event, I believe, is the 22nd. And this year, the PTA is going to help us fundraise for our garden project. So we're really excited to look into potentially having a small greenhouse, repairing some of the flower beds that are currently in the pre-K commons that need a lot of TLC love and attention, and also buying a couple of hydroponic units for the cafeteria. So we've been in contact with Dr. Forsberg, and the PTA is really excited to help support this project. So that'll be a big part of the Boosterthon funds this year. And also, again, should we raise enough, the PTA would also like to put money towards having Grit Ninja come back for a third year because it's been such a success and the students really enjoy it. So thank you to the PTA. We'll be doing a little bit larger of a presentation on that at the PTA meeting on the 29th at 5:30. And I know Adam and Sam are also coming to that meeting to talk about the budget vote. So that's at John Marshall on the 29th at 5:30. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sarah?
Everybody. While last week was quiet, the week prior to break was anything but. We had some really interesting and unique opportunities for kids, starting with our jazz night. With our jazz band students, they had the opportunity to play with world-renowned jazz musicians Randy Brecker and Otto Rovati. They came into band classes to speak about their path as professional musicians, which includes playing with Springsteen, playing with Stevie Wonder, being one of the founding members of Blood, Sweat, and Tears. So they are like a huge deal in the jazz world. And that continued at the Talk House. And our jazz band played a piece composed by Otto Ravati entitled Grooveland that she wrote and then adjusted and rearranged to work with our entire jazz band. So once again, they were on stage and felt like rock stars. It was a wonderful event and really special because Randy and Ada's daughter, Stella, is a junior with us and a saxophone player. And it was actually the first time she and her mom played on stage together, which was really, really cool. And also gave me hope as a parent, because even when your parents are famous jazz musicians, they still mortify you, still embarrassing. So, but no, it was really cool. And then we had, of course, our science research symposium, which was just beyond impressive. And I'm pretty good with adjectives, and I have yet to come up with the right adjective that gets at the level of professionalism and just academia that our students are able to reach that is showcased on that night. So we had 18 seniors present their 3 years worth of research. With this particular group, it was the first group that I came in with. So to watch them grow from ninth graders to the people who were on stage at symposium was really something and special. And just to see the development of their topics over the years, to see their ability to present, grow, their public speaking, to do so confidently and with poise. And I think, one of my major takeaways was they took so much pride in their work. One student who is visually impaired did her project on, visual impairment. One student who is obsessed with bees, did his project on bees and literally wore a bee tie, so they just, and the fact that they knew their topics inside and out and truly learned about them, and they owned the night. So it was really wonderful. And I think we all know that the growth of our students is really largely due to the instruction and the support they're getting from Dr. Forsberg and Dr. Rubito behind the scenes. And just to get them ready to present and study at that level, I just want to give a huge thank you to both of them, along with Renee McGuire. So thank you to Dr. Forsberg and Dr. Rubito, and of course our students for such a great night. We have, to compete with John Marshall and the middle school, we have our first PTSA fundraiser on May 9th. As I think I've told you a couple times, we have a really committed group of parents who have brought back our PTSA. And on May 9th from 6 to 9, it will be a great night out for parents, past, present, and future students of East Hampton High School. All are welcome. It'll be at the clubhouse, and ticketing information I've been sending out through Parent Square. So if you're able to, please help spread the word. And a huge thank you to all of our donors who are adding to that night and contributing to that night. It's a long list that are on the posters. Upcoming, we have National Honor Society, Science National Honor Society, our large ensemble concert on May 1st. And then AP exams are May 5th through 16th. I just mentioned that because it is a stressful time for kids, just for parents to keep in mind if, anybody does need additional supports, just to reach out. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sarah, just a quick question.
Yeah.
Wasn't there the personal best awards?
There was, yep, for ninth grade. Yeah, that also happened the week before.
Right.
And a really special event because it helps celebrate the students,
Right.
Not necessarily just based on academic achievement, but who they are, as people. So it was great.
That's great.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm telling you this, but we're halfway through the spring season. It's still a little cold out there. I just must tell you that though. It was very cold today, so I know I asked God to help us with, Sandy wants to come to some games. It's a little too chilly for her yet. So
Thinking about the day, but
yes, it was a little bit cold out there, even sitting in the cart, and I'd pick you up anytime, Sandy. Please join me in congratulating 8th graders Maeve Tupper and Dan Cabrera, and 5th grader Zoe Falconen and Henry Rozzi. They are this year's Suffolk Zone Award winners, and they are going to be recognized at Bayshore High School next Tuesday at 7 p.m.
So what is that
So
exactly?
the Suffolk Zone Award are given to 2 seniors, 2 8th graders, and 2 5th graders
So
that
exciting.
are the top physical education students in their schools, voted on by their physical
Oh, that's
education
wonderful.
teachers. So it's an awesome event. At Bayshore, it's in their gym. So it's like like Jeff Tupper had asked me, can my parents come, Kath? And I'm like, anybody can come, whoever you want. Bring all of East Hampton, let's go. No, it's a really wonderful event. And, that is next Tuesday.
Okay.
Next Tuesday, Bay Shore High School. And I know this is one of your favorite things, but Unified Basketball kicked off today. So yes, I printed you all out. Scout.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
yeah, when's last year?
Yeah.
We're home again.
Yeah.
It's warm in the gym. There you are, sir.
Thank you.
Ma'am, would you like one?
Thank you.
And the 28th. All right.
There you go.
Are you Christina?
Okay.
I have no question.
I walked away so you didn't have one.
LTV, do we have anyone for public comment?
We have no one for public comment right now, but the number has been on the screen the whole time.
Okay, great, thank you. So moving on to consent agenda, can I have a motion?
I make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Superintendent's report and recommendations. Additional teaching section appointments. Recommended that the board approve additional teaching section appointments in the subject area of secondary mathematics effective on or about May 3rd, 2025 through the remainder of the 2024 to 25 school year. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Leave replacement in
Okay.
May. We're not
So
gonna
everyone's
get- Yeah, I
familiar
think
with
this is the
that.
best course of action to
Okay.
cover the curriculum.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Recommended that the board approve the additional teaching section appointments in the subject area of secondary foreign language French, retro to April 7th, 2025, through the remainder of the 2024 to 25 school year. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Same
Same,
thing?
it's the
They
same.
all
thing.
speak French?
No. So we have a software that we've been using in the school for the last decade now that we can use supplement and the language teachers can oversee them by pretty much.
And potentially, Karen Crowley may do enrichment after school, help us out a few times a week
Okay.
to help with that.
Okay.
Yes, some are fluent, some are not.
Okay.
All in favor?
If you know any French teachers, so let us know.
Yeah.
Great.
All in favor? Recommended that the board approve the memorandum of agreements between East Hampton Union Free School District and confidential employees regarding an amendment to the confidential employees contract pertaining to section 9 for the 2024 to 25 school year. Can I have a
I'll
motion?
make a motion.
Second.
This was the retirement incentive for
Mhm.
confidential.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Recommend that the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District approve the instruction contracts between East Hampton Union Free School District and Amagansett Union Free School District, Montauk Union Free School District, Springs Union Free School District, and Sagaponack Common School District for the 25 to 30 school years. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
These are the tuition contracts that the board has to approve. These were negotiated with our sending districts. I mean, again, we've discussed this before. I mean, big, kudos to my colleagues at the other districts who made this process, I think both, fair and equitable. They say about negotiations, nobody leaves them completely happy, thrilled. I don't think any of us did, but we all have, I think, strengthened our relationships in between the districts now. This is good for another 5 years. So very happy. Now, after you approve this, their voters will then approve.
What about
Each of the districts has-
We're waiting on Wayne Scott. We just
Approval.
haven't gotten the contract.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, each district
Each
voters
district,
have to
right,
approve
because
it.
it's a
Yep.
5-year contract.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Recommended that the board approve the student trip for the 2024 to 25 school year.
This is Kathy. Did we qualify for the Penn relay? So we had to get this on as soon as possible.
Right. So can I have a motion first?
I'll make a motion. Second.
So this is Franklin Field
Where?
Penn Relay Track.
At UPenn,
At UPenn.
at UPenn
Cool.
on Thursday.
That's
Yes,
great. How many kids are going?
4.
Four.
Who?
It's very hard to qualify.
Yeah.
Part of it.
Liam Knight is one of them.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I don't have that list
Okay.
right here. But the coaches will be taking them. You have to be invited to something like that.
Okay.
But next year, I'm just gonna put it on any future
Mhm.
things so that we
Just
have
to
it.
be safe.
Right,
Yeah,
you're gonna just take it
Because we
off
can
then.
always take it
Right.
off if we're not gonna.
Right.
But it's a great thing. Once you get there, it's a better shot to
Is
get
this the
back.
first time this has ever happened for us?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this
I'm
is,
not really involved in track and field, so. I didn't-
Not
that's
often,
great.
Not often,
but,
Yeah.
but we've had, it has happened before,
Okay.
but not often.
Okay, great.
Right.
but it's an amazing event.
Yeah.
Wow. Great, wonderful.
All in favor?
Aye. Did it come off?
No, I got
Recommended that the board approve contract agreements for the 2024 to 25 and 25 to 26 school years. And there's 3 consultant agreements.
Make a motion.
Second.
Second. Any discussion, or these are?
Sure, replacement, we at East Hampton, we do boarded fingerprinting for potential employees. We do background checks. It's a new company that was vetted out of my office to come do background checks. It was the most, we felt for what we needed, the most affordable and reliable company. The others for Kerry Stevens, who's retiring, where Julie, who is taking over for her, Kerry has gracefully allowed us to use our services through at least next year to help us out.
Terrific.
Once you get sewer level, that's it. Thanks,
I
Karen.
have a motion. Did I do
Make a
motion?
motion.
Second.
We did
All
that.
I think
in
we did.
favor?
We did that already.
Yeah.
I gave motion.
Just have to take the vote.
All in favor?
Yeah, they did, everybody
All in
said
favor,
that.
aye.
You got it.
Board adoption of the 2025 to 26 proposed school budget. Recommended that the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District adopts the proposed budget as presented for the 2025 to 26 school year in the total amount of $88,140,847 to be presented to the public at a budget hearing on May 6, 2025, and subject to approval of the voters on May 20th, 2025, and hereby approves the real property tax report card prepared by the district's business office for the 2025 annual district meeting. And I have a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
So this is the budget that we are presenting to our community. It is tax cap compliant. There are a few nuances that Sam and I will go over in our meetings with the PTSAs. Sam, do you want to kind of comment on this and where we are?
I think the voters were very generous with the district last year to allow us to pierce the cap when needed it. This year, we are coming in property tax compliant. There is an appropriation in this budget to maintain all of the existing programs that are there for the students. There's also an appropriation for the budget to allot for the emergency replacement of the boilers at John Marshall, which is vital for next heating season. We've gotten through the winter with what we have barely, but the budget contains money for that. And
What was the cost of that budget, of those boilers?
$1.6 million is going to be what we're budgeting for. Hopefully come in a little less, but we need to have some
Right.
maneuverability in there depending on what they find when they take the boilers apart.
Right.
And
be a big
we
job.
have that lined up to start in July as long as the voters approve the budget. We'll have more information on the budget, but I will say that the line by line of the budget will be posted on our website tomorrow. And also there'll be a budget book just like this, which will be available in all of the school buildings and at the district office. If anybody wants to come in and take a look at the details of the budget, it'll all be on our website as well. And if they have any questions, they can contact us. Stay tuned.
We do our presentation.
Do our presentation
Right,
at the
that's what we
budget
do every
hearing,
year.
and then there will be 3 other items on the ballot, which we'll go through on May 7th.
Right.
Presentations.
All in favor?
Aye.
Recommended that the board authorize the budgetary increase to one code in an amount not to exceed $592,948.24 for the 2024 to 25 school year. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Evlog
Which
retirements.
code is that?
Retirements, Evlog. So it's
Okay.
the retirement reserve.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Recommended that the board accept the internal audit registration report as prepared by Questar 3 BOCES for the 2024 to 25 school year. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Old business. Do we have any old business? New business? Public comments. LTV, are there any
Still nothing.
public comment? Nothing, okay. Then that means a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I move we move.